So today's video is a makeup tutorial on these look right here. This look is actually inspired by Zendaya. She wore a similar look to the MTV Movie and TV Awards, and when I saw her, I nearly fainted. She looked so good. Her hair, her makeup, and her dress, like they all tied together so well. She looked, in my opinion, she looked the best. I mean, everybody looked good, but to me, she looked the best. I think she looked awesome. And I fell in love with her makeup, and I really wanted to do something inspired by it. I was looking at a lot of photos online, and most of them, she had her eyes open, so I couldn't really tell exactly what was on her eyes. But I came across this photo. Wait, I have like 100 pictures of her in my phone. I came across this photo where she's like blowing a kiss and her eyes are closed, and her eyes are green, but they're kind of like a golden green. So that really was the inspiration I took to create this look. And I saw on the Covergirl Instagram that they used this palette, and I'm assuming they used this green shade. And this is the thing I was telling you guys in my last video that I had to order because I didn't have this. And I wanted to use this because I saw that they used it. But this green, I gotta be honest, not my favorite. It's kind of chunky and it has a lot of fallout. It's not my favorite green eyeshadow. It definitely works. You could use it. I mean, they used it on Zendaya and it looked fabulous, but I don't know what they used in conjunction. Maybe they used Fix Plus. I don't know what they did. I wish I knew. I wish I knew everything they used. But I still wanted to do a look inspired by it. So this is not exactly like her look. This is just inspired by it. So it's not exactly the same. I just loved how the golden green looked with like the rosy cheeks and the rosy pink lips. I just thought it looked so beautiful. Her skin was very glowy, very dewy, at least in the photos. Maybe it was the flash or something, but her skin just looked so dewy and beautiful. Like, look at that. Like, look at that dewy beautifulness. I loved it. So anyway, this intro is way too long. If you want to see how to get this Zendaya inspired makeup tutorial, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm actually going to start off with her eyebrows because Zendaya's eyebrows looked fabulous that night. Well, she has amazing eyebrows to begin with. I just wanted to make them a little bit more like hers and try to brush upwards with my brow pencil. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow. She has like really thick, amazing, like feathery looking brows in all the photos I saw. So I tried to make them as thick as hers and as feathery as hers, but you know, we have completely different eyebrows, but I tried my best. I loved her brows. They looked awesome. And then to set them and make them look extra feathery, I took my Givenchy Mr. Brow Groom to really put them up and give them that feathery look. To prime my eyes, I'm going to use my Urban Decay Primer Potion in Enigma, and I'm going to put that on my entire lid. Then I'm going to take my Viseart palette. This is the Matte Neutrals one, and I'm going to take this shade right here just to set down that primer and so it's not sticky. Going back into the Viseart palette, I'm going to take this shade and I'm going to use this in my crease. I couldn't really tell so much in the photo, but Zendaya seemed to have kind of like a warm color in her crease. And so I'm using this as my transition shade so all the colors blend nicely on top. Then I'm going to take this brown and I'm going to focus this on the outer corners just to add a little bit of depth to the look. For the main all over lid shade, I'm going to take this one from Tarte. It is their Tartiest Metallic Shadow, and this is in the shade Jaded. And I'm just going to apply this to my entire lid. Now I'm going to go into the Covergirl's True Naked Jewels palette, and I'm going to take the green shade, and I'm going to apply it on top of that Jaded eyeshadow. This one is a little chunky and kind of has a lot of fallout. It's a little sparkly, but I layered them. Oh, in the photo I noticed that she had kind of like a golden hue to the green eyeshadow. So I took the gold color in the Covergirl palette and I just applied that right on top of the green, and then I dragged this into my crease, and I'm applying this gold color in my crease. And I know that may seem weird, but Zendaya had like a beautiful shimmery gold shade in her crease. Like you could tell when her eyes are open that she has like a sheen in her crease, and it's like really pretty and gold. And yes, so I did that, and then I applied some more brown to the outer corners, and now I'm just retouching with the Jaded eyeshadow just in case some of it got blended away from all the blending. And then I'm just taking some more of that gold into my crease. She didn't really have like an intense shimmery brow bone highlight, so I'm just taking the white from the Viseart palette just to highlight my brow bone just a little bit. And then to tightline, I'm going to take the Anastasia Darkside eyeliner. And for eyeliner, like for liquid liner, I'm taking my Tom Ford one just because it's so expensive and I bought it and I haven't used it in months and I feel like I need to use it, you know, because I mean, that's expensive. So I'm just using this to create a wing. She had like a really pretty, not too thick, but not too thin either, like a nice wing. So to start on my face before I finish up my eyes, I just applied some moisturizer. Her skin was really dewy and pretty, so I applied the Kiehls Ultra Facial Moisturizer as a base, and then I went in with my number 7 Lift and Luminate foundation. I love this foundation because it has like sheer to medium coverage, but it does leave your skin nice and dewy. To balance everything out, to add a little bit more coverage, I decided to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I had swiped it under my eye and I realized that was way too much for my eyes, so I tried to drag it to the other eye. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a disaster, but you do not need too much product with this concealer. It has a lot of coverage and a little goes a long way. And I also used this to add more coverage to the rest of my face and between my brows and on my chin, just so it's nice and highlighted and everything balances out. To set my concealer, I'm going to use my NYC Smooth Skin Loose Translucent Setting Powder. I'm only going to use this powder underneath my eyes and anywhere I put down the concealer, because for the rest of my face, I want to use a different powder. I know that's a little extra, but the powders are different, okay? So the powder I want to use is the Maifanshi Natural Lighting Powder. I'm using this powder to set the rest of my face because I still want my face to have a little bit of a sheen to it, and this powder is not illuminating, but it has a little bit of a sheen to it, and it doesn't mattify the skin too much, so I really like that. I used to not like it, but I'm starting to really like it. So I just applied some black eyeliner to my waterline, and then for underneath the lashes, she didn't have like a super intense smoky lower lash line. So I just applied some brown eyeshadow, and then I went back in with the Jaded shadow by Tarte, and I just smudged that right there. And for my inner corners, I took the Ofra highlight in the shade Rodeo Drive, and I just popped that on my inner corners because she had a really pretty golden inner corner highlight. And then I popped on some falsies. This is the Kiss Camellia lashes. Her lashes, I could tell she was wearing falsies, but they weren't like crazy dramatic or too long. So I just went with these. And to contour my face, I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm just contouring with this a little bit, and then I'm going in with a different bronzer to warm up the skin. And I'm going in with this one. This is the Elcie Cosmetics bronzer in the shade Light. This is brand new to me, and I've been using it recently, and I really like it. It's not very warm, but it's pretty warm for me, and I like it to kind of warm up the skin and give you kind of like a sun-kissed glow, even though it's matte. I don't know, I really like it so far. To highlight the tops of my cheekbones, I'm gonna take my Essence Pure Nude highlighter, and I'm gonna highlight. And then I wanted to take my dewy skin one step further. So I took a stippling brush and I dipped it into this highlight, and I pretty much put this highlight everywhere. It's a very buildable highlight and it's subtle, so I mean, it's okay to do this sometimes. So I just put this all over my face to create more of a dewy complexion. And she had a really pretty rosy blush on, so I went in with the Milani powder blush in the shade Romantic Rose. And I noticed her blush a lot. For some reason, that's like the first thing I noticed. Her cheeks looked so flushed and beautiful. So I applied more blush than I normally do because, you know, for some reason, I just don't think blush looks that good on me. But I went in with a rosier cheek to and I went back in with the Essence highlighter just to intensify it a little bit. And then I just popped on the Rodeo Drive highlight by Ofra just right at the tops for a little bit more oomph. And then I use the Milani Make It Last setting spray just to set everything down. And that finishes the face. Yeah, that's pretty much it. For the lips, I decided to do a 2-lip combo just to get the perfect color. This is the MAC lipstick in Velvet Teddy, but I thought it was a little bit like too dark, too rosy. So I went in with the Tarte Color Splash lipstick in the shade Beach Babe, and this kind of toned it down a little bit. And I think it ties really nicely with the blush. So yeah, guys, that completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.